Hi everyone. In this video, I want to walk you through writing Project 1 specifically. If you've watched my two overview videos that covered weeks 1 and 2, you probably already have a decent idea of what writing Project 1 is going to be like. In fact, even if you didn't watch those videos, you probably have already read the assignment sheet and sort of know what this project entails. But I thought some people might benefit from hearing me talk through the project requirements. So writing project 1 is a textual response, meaning that you will be selecting a reading from the reading bank and providing your kind of reaction to what that text is saying. This is a medium length paper. It is semi-creative, and it's going to be exploring how a single social issue affects your life. Each of us has a rich, interesting, and complicated life filled with thousands of experiences and stories worth telling. Some are seemingly small and insignificant, while others seem to change the very course of our lives. But one thing is true: these experiences and stories didn't occur in a vacuum. They happen alongside serious social issues in our families, local communities, and on the national stage. For most of us, we don't have the time to slow down and really look at how social issues influence our lives. For this paper, we will read essays that touch on various social issues and write a creatively written personal narrative that explores how our lives have been impacted by them. All three papers for this semester will focus on social issues. Your topic for paper 1 can potentially be used in all three papers, but is not required. Choose a topic that is complex enough that you can potentially continue thinking and writing about it for several papers. I have a breakdown here of some different broad topics that you might consider. Politics and cultural issues. Think about how issues that occur on a national level affect your daily life. Consider healthcare, immigration, bullying, drug use, and the economy. Personal ethics. Look into your own concept of right and wrong and write about ways in which it has developed over time. You might write about racism, sexual orientation, legal issues, family dynamics, and personal relationships. Education. You can think about how education has played a role in your life, for better or for worse. Consider your education background, your major, higher education, funding, the student loan debt, post-graduation job outlook, anything like that. Work, think about types of jobs you've held over the years and write about social issues that are uniquely related to working. You could consider job types, employment issues, the job market, union issues, and discrimination. Science and technology, explore how changes in science and technology have changed, reshaped, or improved your life. Consider medical technology and treatment, social media, communication technology, military drones, and alternative energies. Nature and environment, explore how issues surrounding nature and the environment impact your life. Consider recycling, the green movement, fracking, pollution, and alternate transportation. Now, the assignment process for this project, you're going to brainstorm some topics, which by the point that you're watching this video, you probably have already completed. Take some time and think about and think through the previous list of topics. Think about what issues impact your life, what issues are important to you, and what issues spark your interest. From there, you'll find a reading, something that connects to one of those ideas. Once you have found a reading, you can think of stories, events, experiences, memories from your life that are examples of your topic and that run parallel to the reading that you have chosen. And then draw comparisons. Decide how your story and the essay relate to each other. Do they have parallel views? Do you agree with what the writer is saying? Do you disagree? Does the essay change or expand your thinking on the topic? And then the features of this project. It's going to be a pretty narrative driven paper. A good portion of it is probably going to use I, me, my language, and that's perfectly fine. You can employ some creative writing techniques to share your story. The essay should be an approximate 60-40 or 50-50 split between your experiences and the author's points. So you want to strike that balance there. You don't want it to be too heavy on one or the other. Your writing should provide the reader enough context that even someone who has not read the essay can understand the scope of the author's work. Any discussion of your reading from the textbook should use proper MLA formatting for in-text citations in the works cited page. And honestly, if you're more familiar with APA than you are MLA, I'm fine with you using APA. It will need to be clear to me which you are using. So you can't use some sort of hybrid of the two, or make up your own style. It does need to be clearly MLA or APA, but I'm fine with you using either. Your works cited entry for the reading bank essay must follow the model for an online article in a magazine, an online newspaper article, or another model that fits the source. That is perhaps an overly complicated way of saying make sure that you cite the article correctly. There are some sections in the Norton Field Guide to Writing that will help you out with that. You can also use any number of resources available through our library. I personally always use the Purdue Online Writing Lab when I'm doing work with citations. Again, make sure to use proper in-text citations. I'll talk a little bit more about that here real quick. In case this is new information or in case you need a refresher, anytime you use information from a text at all, it doesn't matter how you're using it, you need to provide an in-text citation. So whether you are summarizing, paraphrasing, or quoting from a source, you need to include in-text citations, and there needs to be a reference or a citation on your works cited page / references list. If you need any help with that, if you're not really sure what I'm talking about, let me know and I can help you out with that. But if you do not properly cite your sources, that's considered plagiarism and can get you into some pretty hot water. You should only use one source for this assignment, which is the essay that you're responding to. Your paper needs to begin with a strong thesis statement about your social issue that you will support with your personal experience. I want to clarify what I mean by that. Your thesis needs to be somewhere towards the beginning of your essay. It should not be your first sentence. That is typically an ineffective way of presenting a thesis statement. Your thesis should just be somewhere towards the beginning of your paper. I typically recommend that it is the last 1 to 2 sentences of your intro. Your essay should be organized using the block or point-by-point style of comparing and contrasting, but more creative organization styles are allowed provided they clearly guide your readers through your work. So ultimately, the organization is up to you, as long as it is clear and easy to follow. Make sure that your paper is properly edited. You need to participate in the online peer reviews. Make use of NetTutor / the Writing Center if you need to. I really recommend that for everyone. Even if you don't feel like you're struggling on the paper, it's still good to get a set of professional eyes on your paper. Writing Project 1 is worth 20% of your total grade. Needs to be a minimum of 1,000 words. That does not include headings, titles, works cited page, any of that sort of extra text. Make sure that the document is formatted according to MLA or again APA. And you must fully complete the week 3 discussion board peer review in order for you to receive feedback from me on your final draft. And you must submit your final draft by the assignment deadline in order to be eligible to revise and resubmit your paper. That pretty well covers it. If there's anything there you want me to clarify or expand on, feel free to let me know. There are a couple of student examples available on Blackboard that I would strongly recommend taking a look at. And let me know if I can help.